I hear a lot of what I hear a lot of the propaganda that is spread on legacy media. And while many Democrats are jumping ship and walking away from the Democrat Party, you wonder how many really, how many Democrats and liberals there are who are in their own echo chamber. That's a term I heard a lot, echo chamber. And it's only now that I understand that echo chamber is the best term to describe it. Now, what's an echo chamber? Well, a chamber is a confined area, and an echo chamber is a confined area where what you say is echoed by everyone else. And over the past decade, I have heard they take sound bites from different programs, different television stations and networks and cable channels, and they all echo the same terms. It's like they're all reading from the same script. And when I saw that and heard that, I then realized, as someone who is very big on communication and articulation to the most accurate terminology, echo chamber is the perfect term. Now, okay, one of the things that I'm dealing with is dealing with the legacy media propaganda and lies and everything else from a variety of sources and people. Now, there's an English musical family, which makes me think of the Cowsills, of course. Not the Parker family, because that was fictitious. But the Cowsills, the Osmonds, the Jackson Five, those were family, right? This is another family musical group. Marsh, I think they're called. And they're musical geniuses. They they know music like wow. They can play all sorts of instruments and they sing well and they do a lot of parodies, usually political parodies. Most They mostly take popular songs and parody them almost like Weird Al Yankovic, okay, and and Alan Sherman. Recently, they their parodies are uh, focused on the Trump 2.0 administration. There was one song they did that I thought, hey, these guys, you know, are sort of seeing the light, okay? But most of them have been echoing from within that echo chamber. There was one about the tariffs, and they parodied "I Gotta Get a Message to You" by the Bee Gees, and there was another one about what happened with the uh, hacking into the Atlantic scumbag so-called reporter who hacked into the group chat and they attacked Pete Hegseth and they said moron, moron, and I'm like, oh no. Because when I think of that, I think of a couple of my liberal friends who call, you know, Donald Trump a moron. He's a successful businessman, very successful, you know, but they call him a moron anywhere. Moron wouldn't be as successful as he is. Okay, let's put it that way. A moron who's somebody who is intellectually inferior. Okay, he is an ideal deal maker. I mean, he has, you know, but they call him moron. They're calling Pete Hegseth a moron, you know, and um, there was a hacking. It happened. And while we say, okay, it was a hacking, it shouldn't have happened, and now we're taking steps so that it doesn't happen again. Period. End of story. Done. It's done. Liberal media, however, don't want to let go of it. They want to expand on it and let it grow into this cancerous, toxic bunch of goo. Okay? We're past it. It's done. It happened. There was a hacking. They didn't know they were being hacked. They when they okay when they were brought into the hearing, they really knew nothing about it. So when they were drilled by the Democrats and they were grilled, they sounded like they were dummies. They were stupid. They were covering up and hiding it. But the fact is, they were just caught off guard by the whole thing because they thought it was a secure channel or a secure chat. And the and here's the thing: while they're focusing on how bad everybody is for allowing this to happen, or they're saying this is incompetence and blah blah blah, and making it so much worse than it is. Legacy media will not say how successful the mission was and how there were no civilian lives lost. The only people that lost their lives were the bad guys. But no civilian lives were lost and it was successful. But legacy media and the left will not allow Trump to have a win. And this is a repeat of the last administration. So now the tariffs. That's another one. So they're thinking about how the tariffs um, are the worst thing in the world. Economic collapse, they preach. And yet they have a bad memory, I think worse than mine, about what happened during President Trump's previous administration. He issued tariffs, and not only was there no economic collapse, there was an economic boom. Our economy shot through the roof. But yet, legacy media and Democrats just don't remember that. They have amnesia about that. So now they're spreading all this fear mongering about, oh, it's going to break down the economy. We're going to go into a depression, and it's going to hurt the American taxpayer. It's all lies. And I got one comment about the tariffs and everything else. And I said, it isn't even started yet. It starts on April 2nd. I mean, give give it time. Let's it's gonna happen. Okay? It's gonna happen no matter how many people are, saying it's the end of the world, it's the end of the world. You know, look, it hasn't happened yet. And it's gonna happen. All of your empty fear mongering words is not going to change a damn thing. Okay? It's gonna happen. Let's see it play out before you criticize it. Let's see it play out before you say, oh, it's the end of the world. And if you're preaching it's the end of the world, what do you want us to do? Really? So you're telling me it's going to be the end of the world. Okay. So what do I do with that? What should I do with that information? Really? I mean, it's like you're dumping all of this terror and horror onto us. And what are we supposed to do with it? We got this in our hands. What do we do with it? Just be in terror and oh. And how productive will that be? So, first of all, it's stupid. Okay. Second of all, give it a chance before you criticize it. Don't criticize it before it happens because you don't know what the result is going to be. And how are you so damn sure that the result is what you say it is? Okay. How are you so damn sure? What? Who gave you the monopoly of the truth? You think you have the monopoly of the truth, okay? And you don't. It's like my I want to do this, and my family says, no, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. I wanted to get a jukebox. No, 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 don't do that. Jukeboxes are connected with the mafia, and the mafia is gonna contact you and threaten your life. I said, oh my God. First of all, the mafia is defunct. It's defunct. Second of all, how is anybody gonna know other than the locals that there's a jukebox? And who's gonna know the jukebox is mine? But the thing is, my family does the same thing the Democrats about the tariffs. So my family does to me about the jukebox that these Democrats are about the tariffs. Don't do it, they say. Don't get a jukebox. Don't try it. I want to go on Nutrisystem. No, don't try it. You failed at it. Failed at it. I never took it. I never went on it. I was on Optifast once, and I just screwed that up. I didn't fail. I sabotaged it, and I was in a bad situation. You know, my head wasn't screwed on at the time. Why can't I try it again? But my family says, no, don't try it. it. You're a failure at it. Don't try it. Don't do it. Don't try it. So it's the same thing with the tariffs. It's the same thing with everything else that Trump wants to do. It's the same thing. Don't try it. Don't do it. She terrorized me. No, I better not get a jukebox. Oh, no. Oh, no, I better not go on Nutrisystem. You know, so they say, don't try it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't try it. You know, fear mongering, no matter what it goes after, you know, it's so, it's exhausting. It's frustrating. It's unnerving. And it's like you try to scare me into not doing it, and all you're doing is being like fingernails on a blackboard. Stop, 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 stop. It's hurting my ears. But in this case, it's hurting my nerves. All right, you tell me, no, don't you dare. Don't you do it. Don't do it. The mafia's going to get you if you get that jukebox. No, don't go on Nutrisystem. No, don't you dare do it. All right, all right. Oh my God. All right, I won't do it. You know, it's mentally exhausting. I don't know why people do it. From a psychological standpoint, I don't see why people do that. I mean, I tell you, it wore me out just visually articulating all the emotional intricacies of that kind of uh, thing. Oh, you know, and what brought this on to talk to you today is my nurse was always, she had no time for the news because she's so busy. And she loves coming in here because she always gets the news because I'm always watching it. And she just happened, but I watch it only so much and then I turn it off. So she comes in and right, the timing, I guess, wasn't the ideal because she came in when I turned it off. And she's like, "Oh no, why did you turn it off? I always get my news in here. Oh my God, why did you turn it off?" You know, how am I gonna know what's going on? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what I heard on the news, blah blah blah, this. And then I spoke about the fact that they caught the MS-13 gang member and they were going to deport him. And then she went on this long tirade on a common liberal rant about black and brown people and not all the immigrants are gang members and we have gangs here in America and all of that. And I finally managed to cut into her tirade saying, right now they're only going after the worst of the worst. Yes, when you break into this country, when you walk into this country, when you do it the wrong way, yeah, they're illegal and they're due for deportation. There are other illegal aliens who already have deportation orders by a judge. Okay, they're also to go. But gang members, that's all they're focusing on right now. Get rid of the gang members. Get rid of the bad people. Get rid of the violent, most violent among them. TDA, who peeled off fingernails of the hostage. Those who killed Laken Riley, and I got the name right. I always get names right. I make sure I get the name right. Laken, not Lincoln. Laken Riley. Okay, I can't remember the names of the other two. Tragic, tragic murder, rapes and murders. It was some of them raped a child, a little girl. I mean, these are. I mean, you cannot defend. Oh, I love a person like that. Oh, yes. Oh, we love a child rapist. Oh, yes. And we will protect this child rapist with all we got. You can't take this child rapist from our arms. Oh, no. No, we love them and we protect them. You know. So, and she's going off on that. And even though I'm trying to tell her, right, we have tens of, we got tens of millions of these illegal aliens. We don't know who they are. Like we don't know who Spider-Man is. Like that song, Spider-Man. Where are you coming from, Spider-Man? Nobody knows who you are. We don't know who any of these illegal aliens are or where they. Well, we know where they are, but we don't know who is who. We don't know who the violent ones. All we know about the violent ones is that they have tattoos, or they got it in their database. I think is who's the bad ones, and that's who they're going for right now. Are the bad ones? Oh, she says, oh yes, there's some bad apples in, but they're bad apples everywhere. It's like, oh God. I'm trying to talk about one specific thing, and she's going up on this whole liberal um, spiel. You know, okay, you have a valid argument, but it's not apropos in this issue. We are specifically going after the worst of the worst. Period. Simple. That's who we're going. But she, even though she doesn't watch the news, she listens to her liberal friends who do who do get their news from legacy media, and they say, "Well, my friend said blah this, my friend said that, my friend said this," And I said, maybe you better pick better friends, you know. I mean, yeah, my friends feel the same way, and of course, I don't say about that. To me, I better pick better friends. But and of course, I didn't say that, but it's like the lib the legacy media propaganda is so convoluted, and it's like, oh God, I've heard this before. This is a you know and it's just okay, so your friends told you that, but you want me to tell you in the news, then I will tell you the news from my perspective. If you don't want to hear it, then tell me you don't want to hear it, and I won't tell you. I'm not pushing it on you. I don't push it on anybody. If you don't want me to tell me you don't want me to tell you. But don't go, you know, I'll say, look, I don't want to hear it. Okay. I will say very clearly, if that's what you believe, I'm not going to begrudge you. That's what you believe. You have every right to believe what you believe. And just like they don't want to hear me, I don't want to hear them. So, but, so it's very frustrating, when I hear this. So anyway, I was just exhausted when I was talking to my nurse, and she was doing this. She was giving me all of this from the legacy media and her liberal friends, and I'm like, you don't want to hear what I have to say, then tell me you don't want to hear it. Don't ask for it. You know where I stand. And if you don't like what I have to say, then don't ask me to tell you. It's that simple. And that is not being rude, that's being respectful. So, anyway, uh, you know, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Okay. I will talk to you later. Take care, guys. See you soon.